Good morning. Good morning, Monday morning motivation. I saw this online and I thought, oh, this is good for me, so maybe it'll be good for you. um, so I had a great weekend this weekend, and I was talking to somebody about the fact that we all get together Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. and people are just shocked by that. And they can't believe that we all gather together Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. on the West Coast and then 10 a.m. on the East Coast. And so you guys, we're unique that we do this. And one of the questions they always say is, what do you do? What is it working? Is it something that I go, well, I think it's working because everybody wants to come together and to mastermind. But, I only want to do this if everyone's enjoying it and the content is good. So that's what we were talking about. So it's very important to me that we get your feedback on these Zooms. And I know you show up, but I want to make sure that we're doing the things that you think are relevant and that, move yourself into growth and development and all of that with your business. So of course, gratitude is everything. Everything I read, everything I see, everything surrounds gratitude. And so my gratitude was very simple this weekend. I was very grateful for more rain. Then I was incredibly grateful for sun. And then because I wanted to play tennis, and then I was so grateful because I looked around and there was just such great fresh air all over, the valley and the San Fernando Valley. So those were my gratitudes this weekend. My SMART goals are not changing this month. I'm sticking to them. I'm my 8 points a day at least and getting new production. So whatever yours are, SMART goals really work, and I really encourage you to either stick with one for the month or change them up on a weekly basis, but they do work when you look at it every single day. These are some quotes that I think, they're great quotes to really help you to remind yourself about how well that you're doing in not only your own business, but your life in general. And I think sometimes when things don't go our way, we tend to beat ourselves up and think that whatever we're doing isn't working or whatever we're doing isn't right. And I know that I had those moments this weekend. And so I went online to kind of look for some inspiration and to remind myself of, the reasons why we do what we do, not only in business, but in, our personal life and raising our kids and our relationships, whatever it is. And sometimes we can get a little bit discouraged by whatever isn't going exactly our way. And so I put these together just for myself, and I thought, well, I'll share them with you and they could maybe possibly help you if that ever happens to you. And so I put them on this poster, and I'm going to post it on the page just in case, but I thought they were really relevant to what I was feeling at the time. Okay, my question today about building a dream team is, if you were hired today for a week at $500 for the week, would you do the following activities that your boss told you to do? And here's the job description. Could you do this for $500 for the week? Make a list of 100 people from your phone or your Facebook. Connect with your top 20 people on that list by either calling them and inviting them to a Real Results event or a market party. And could you create your own 5 events personally so that you had them laid out so that when you spoke to your top 20, you could fit them in to each event? How many hours would it take you to do these 3 activities? Okay, so the making a list of 100, you could probably do in probably a half hour to an hour. Connecting with your top 20 people, that may take a couple of hours if you were sitting down and just going one by one, or over the course of a week, it could take, an hour here, an hour there. And creating the events for yourself personally probably would take you about 10 minutes going through your calendar and really setting up your calendar. Now, if you want to create a dream team and you want to utilize what you have so far in your book of business, and you want to add to that, these are the 3 activities that will absolutely do that for you. It will do that for me. It will do that for anybody that wants to build a team, okay? So if I was paying you to do that, I bet you every single one of you on this Zoom would do it. And I know that you would, because you would say that's the easiest thing in the world to do, and that's an easy 500 bucks. So what I want you to know is that when you own your own business, you hire yourself. And so mentally, you have to say to yourself, what is your time worth? And what do you expect? What's the expectation of your time? So if you were hired for $500 and you did those 3 activities and you set that up and then you went ahead and did those activities, what do you think would happen to your business? What do you think you would find? Who would show up in your life? That's the question, okay, on designing your team. So when you're designing your team, you want to build Class A prospects. And the only way to do that is by creating events, by sharing product, by sitting down with people, by, you know, really opening yourself up to people telling you, no, not at this time. You know, it's so funny. It happened to me last night, and I'll just tell you this quick story. I was going to Vons, and I was just going to pick up a couple of things. And as I was walking in, there was 4 Girl Scout cookie girls there who were Girl Scouts selling the cookies, the brand new cookies. And my daughter was with me, and I was so upset because I had no cash on me. And I really, you know, I didn't want the cookies. I honestly did not want the cookies because I'm not eating those cookies. But I just, when she said, you know, would you like to, we're almost hitting our goal, would you like to buy some cookies? And honestly, I felt terrible, but I said, you know what, I just can't at this time. It was the first time, honestly, in years that I just didn't buy the cookies. And I knew that I really didn't want to disappoint this girl, or these girls that were sitting there, but I honestly thought, I'm going to bring those cookies into my house and it's not going to be good. I'm going to eat them. And I don't want to eat them, and they're so good. Now, I could have given them away. I could have done a lot of things, but I made a choice. It was the first time. And you know, I didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel good about saying no. I didn't feel good about them hearing the word no. It just sucked the whole way around. But it reminded me that, you know, that happens every single day to me, to you, to everybody in business, to the girl who does the perfume at Nordstrom's. I mean, it just doesn't stop. So, you know, most of the time, though, I stop and I do buy the cookies. And so I know that, okay? So most of the time I do that. And sometimes people, you know, don't do it for whatever their reasons are, okay? So don't think of me bad that I didn't buy the Girl Scout cookies. It just didn't, I just really was trying to protect myself from eating them. So anyway, in designing your team and who your Class A prospects are, you want to have people that are obviously interested. Those are the people that you're going to invite to your parties or your events or share your product with. Now, we've talked many times about, you know, the prospecting process and how the fortune is in the follow-up, but really setting up your calendar and really putting yourself out there. If you did that for 1 month to really see, we've got 2 weeks, two weeks and a couple days to really make some magic happen. And the way you can do that is by, you know, blitzing yourself, is just saying, okay, I've decided I'm going to create a new team. I've decided I'm going to bring in some new people to my business. I've decided that I'm going to open up myself to meeting some new people or going out to the people that I've never gone to before and really tell them why I'm doing what I'm doing, because, you know, this is what I do. This is my own business, that I'm invested in what I'm doing. So you set up your calendar to feed your funnel, okay? Now, when I first got started, this diagram was written out for me, and basically it said, put your 10 in play out, and who's in your funnel, you know, who's in their funnel, which is a really important thing. So you go to your funnel, and then you ask your funnel, hey, who's in your funnel that you'd like to bring to my party? Who would you like to bring over? We're having a bunch of people over. Bring like 3 or 4 friends, please. You know, do they want to grow a team? Who are your leaders? Now, this was a big question to me, because as I started growing a team, I was told and taught, you know, work with like 3 people that really want to do this. You don't need 100 people. You just need a few people. So work with 3 people that are willing, that want to do the activities. And what are the activities? They're real results events. They're sit downs. They're sharing the product. That's really it, you guys. It's not that hard, but it's so simple that sometimes we just don't want to do it. So this person told me, just write it out and put your dream team in front of you. Put the people's names down on a piece of paper. Put them, I call it my Maui beachfront property. These, these circles right next to me. Now, they don't have to end up being right next to you, but it was just the visual of who my dream team is. And then ask them, who is your dream team? Let's put them down on paper. Let's show you show you what your team can look like, of people that are intentional, that want to build a business on the side with you, that want to do something fun, that want to have a good time, that have, the greater vision of where we're going. Okay. And then I'm utilizing this again for our promotion this month, because, we have $500 in a booster bonus to go along with the commissions that we already made. So if you're talking to somebody new, this is an amazing opportunity to bring somebody into your business, because if you can help them to look at this business and see, by bringing in 3 people, what it can do to them, and then by helping them do the same thing for them, here's what you get. If you're a senior brand partner and you invest, if you're a brand partner and you invest a $500, and you get your 3 brand partners at $500, you get a builder bonus immediately at $500. Plus, your commission on each brand partner is $75. You get a fast start qualifying bonus, right? So your February commissions just on brand partners is $875. But that's not even including your customers, because the idea is to get everybody 3 or free qualified. We've talked about that before. You're at a 30% commission on that. You're also getting your own product for free the next month. And you're also building up points for free product, and Miriam gives back. This is such a huge thing, you guys, to be able to offer to somebody by saying, look, I can help you build a business very quickly with a team who's interested in building a business with a team. That's all we do, okay? And then look at this. If they decide that they're excited and they want to really do this, many people have gone director in a day. Many people have been able to do that by blitzing out the day and having parties all day long and people in and out of their house, okay? So it's the same premise, right? You invest $500 and you say to the person, hey, do you want to build a team? Yes, I do. Okay, we got to get a lot of people together in the next few weeks, okay? But look what happens. You get commission on the brand partners at $100 a pop at the director level. You get a fast start bonus. You get the differentials, right? You get the 30% commission, you get free product, you get an iPad, or you get the money. So now all of a sudden you've got a lot of people in your team to look at. And I promise you 2 things. Not everybody's going to want to grow the way you do, but there's going to be people that do want to grow that way. And that's really all you need. So we go back to the 8 points. What does your 8 points look like, right? Who are you meeting with this week? What are the activities we're doing? What is your team member doing? Who are you exposing to your product and business? That's your list. How are you exposing them? That's either by the product, a video, a magazine, or a 3-way call. And when are you exposing them? That's your calendar. You set that up. You decide, when you want to meet people, when you're available in your life to do that, to help build your dream of what you want to do. Again, the activities are pretty simple. The market parties, the real results parties, sit downs, 3-way calls, and sharing the product. This is our point system, you guys, and this has been really, really fun. And I just want to tell you that I've seen some people posting their activity on a page. Not enough though, because I know there's activity going out there. I hear it from you, but I don't see it, and everyone's like, "Oh, I forgot my picture." But remember, there's little prizes, and I'm going to bring on Karen DeSantis right now, and she's going to kind of share with you a little bit about what we're going to be doing. Karen, are you there?
Yes, Annie, good morning, you guys. Happy Monday. Great information. I'm taking screenshots of this. It's so exciting. Yes, so I have got some great gift cards, you guys. And I know we had talked about the activity being on a 5-day consistency basis. And we decided that's like, you know what, everyone is so pumped up and throwing out their stuff on the page, we can't even keep track of you guys. So we decided that Wednesday is the 15th. It's the half of the month. Actually, tomorrow should be because of the short month, but we're just going to stick with a Wednesday. And please, we're going to leave this up to you. You're responsible for putting your name up on the page by Wednesday morning. Don't do it today because we're not going to go back. Do it Wednesday morning, and we're gonna just, whoever puts their page out on the page if you've done a sit down, if you've done a real results party, if you've done an IV party, if you've recruited, if you had your 5 points a day, whatever activity you guys, because y'all are doing it. And Annie and I were just trying to go down the list this morning to see who, and she's like, well, this one, this one. I'm like, okay, but wait a minute, hang on one second. I'm writing all these names down. Let's just give it to you guys. It's up to you. Put your name out there on Wednesday morning, okay? And we will make sure that everybody gets counted for, and y'all are gonna get some goodies, because I was at an IV party yesterday, a spa party with Erin out in Woodland. So much fun. She had a friend doing massages. She had a beautiful layout. She had everybody having their IV patches. It was so much fun, you guys. We had customers that were already there like, oh my gosh, sign me up for that. Add it to my order. And Mona, also Erin and Mona, and Deborah was there. And we just had so much fun, you guys. And just, I want to just tell you, like I said, everybody's out there doing it. I saw Caroline and Lisa and Robin. And let's just, please let us know that you guys are going to put your name on Wednesday. And also, I just kind of wanted to add something that Deborah and I were talking about. And I was thinking about this, as Annie, as you were saying, being in your own business, you know, we are responsible for hiring ourselves, and she and I were talking about something that wasn't working for her. And I thought, you know, as I've grown to build my business for many, many years, we are all challenged with situations like that when something's not working. And it's up to us to look at that and make the change. You know, what is it that's not working? We need to recognize it. It's okay to tweak it a little bit. And it reminded me of a dermatology doctor that I didn't like. Highly recommended out here in Newport Beach, and I didn't like his bedside manner. So I'm going to a different doctor. So are all doctors the same? Absolutely not. Same thing with Nerium Pro brand partners. Not everybody's the same. So if something's not working for you, you have the right to change it. You tweak it a little bit so that it works for you. There's so many different tools, but it's your style, and we want to make sure that it works for you. It's your way. Nobody wants you to be a Dale Munger. You know, nobody wants you to be, you know, a Darren Kidd. So we want you to be you, have fun with it. And when you can get to that point, game over. All right, guys. So I just wanted to share that. So I'm really excited about Wednesday morning and seeing all your names. So
thanks, Karen. So that's exciting, and that's great information. I just wanted to quickly talk a little bit about our Spring Bash. Many of you have heard about the fact that there is a Spring Bash going on in Dallas, Texas with our team. All of the executives from corporate will be there. Jeff Olson will be there, and your leadership will be there. And it will be a very intimate, kind of incredibly exclusive event. And what's really amazing about it is that when Robert and I first got started, you know, we went to one of these, and there was so much accessibility with the people that we were learning from. You know, we got the ability to not only ask questions, but to have a drink at the bar and just really kind of get to know the culture of this company and the people that were involved. And so if there's a way for you to get there, and there's a way for you to maybe want to go and spend a fun weekend, if you have the time, if you have the resources to do that, we're going to have a really good time, you guys, and we're going to be able to be together and learning from the best, and maybe make it an impromptu type of thing if you can. I was online looking at some of the airfares, and they're pretty good right now. So if you can and you want to come and hang out and have some fun and do something fun for your business, I guarantee you're going to not regret it. You're going to really get a lot of energy from it. And these are the things that really help you kind of build your belief in not only, you know, yourself, but in this company and where we're going and what we've got going. And so anyway, thank you so much. I'll open it up if anyone has any comments or questions.
I just want to mention, guys, also tonight, for those of you who are down south in Orange County area or want to send anybody, we are having Nerium U at the Walgreens, 6 o'clock.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Annie, you have a couple of pages. Which page do we post on?
The only page I have is Together We Are Unlimited.
Okay.
That's really the only one.
Okay.
Please
Thank you.
Annie, can you email me these slides? They're so awesome. You know, I talk about this stuff, but I've not put it in a graphical form like you did, and it just is so easy to see when you put it out there. I don't know why I haven't done it, but you're a genius. So if you could send those to me, I'd really appreciate it.
I will, and I'm not a genius. I just was playing around with my computer, and I was thinking about that. You know, when people show you the money, when people really show you what you can earn yourself, it's interesting because, you know, I don't think a lot of people take the time to look at the comp plan. And, you know, right now with this $500 booster bonus, I think it's always good. And just know that this company is always doing things to make the comp plan better. And I've heard through the grapevine that some new comp plan initiatives are coming out for senior director and above. So I really, really, I'm excited about it, you guys. I'm so excited about the fact that we've got these incredible promotions in place to kind of help us. But really what it does is it helps us to grow a team. And that's what you want. You want to find people that not only want to help you to build a business, but you want to find people that are interested in doing the same thing with you, you know? And so this is a way to kind of share that. So anyway, I will.
Yeah, Annie, I agree. I think you need to put it out on email because we're all going to want it. And the point of building this team is duplication. So duplication, whatever you do to build a large organization has to be in the name of duplication. So this will help a lot, having that money right in front of myself, who's not a money person. I don't do the numbers like you do, but I need to do that. Love to recruit, but don't want the details. So we all got our things to work on.
I will absolutely do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Annie,
Yes.
it's Maria. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Maria.
I have one very specific question, just because of my weekend. So I was getting together with some really dear friends, and, you know, I introduced Miriam to them right when I started. I did the throw up on them thing. They're like sisters. We're very close, but, you know, they made it clear that Miriam wasn't for them. I even revisited them when I was more comfortable and in a very, you know, sat down with them. But they were both here. One of them is literally, her husband's Colombian, has a whole, like, her Colombian family is always in the States staying with her, you know, just has a huge opportunity. I'm pretty sure her father-in-law is a plastic surgeon in Colombia, like, and she's very unhappy with her job, and, you know, financially they're stressed. Like, I just see an opportunity for her, but I've also, like, don't want to go back there because, you know, they're very supportive of me and my business, but they don't think it's for them. And I don't even know if there's a way to go back anymore. And then my other girlfriend, who I know would be amazing at this, like, she is, you know, burning the candle at both ends. She's full-time with her kids, but she's also a full-time, you know, in a career that she doesn't care for and wants to be home. So they both have big whys. They both have big goals. They're like one of my closest friends. I've been friends with them for 15 plus years. We all have kids the same age, and I just know that in the beginning I kind of approached them wrong, and I even tried to go back, but I don't know if there's one last, like, something I could do for them, not for me. Like, you know, I love Miriam and I'm, you know, going strong with it. For them to do it, it would be for them, you know, and I don't know if anybody has advice on that.
So those are two really good questions, and I'll just give my take, and if anybody else has something to add, that's great. You know, I had a similar situation happen, Maria, and here's the thing. I am not a big fighter of people that, you know, say it's not for them, but I have learned one thing in this business, that asking good questions really can change the trajectory of the conversation. So you might want to, when you have the opportunity, because you know this person has Colombian contacts, you might want to say things like, you know, my partner just got back from Colombia, and I was really taken aback by the stories that he told me about how many people there are looking for opportunity and looking for a way to really help their family. And listen, I know this business isn't for you, and I know that you're interested, but I wanted to kind of share with you a little bit about what's been going on in Colombia. And if you're interested, my good friend you know, Robert or my good friend Caroline or my good friend Casey, who was just there, has some amazing stories that if you ever have time, I'd love to get you on the phone just to hear them, because, you know, you may know in your family somebody who this might be for. And honestly, to be honest with you, I know I presented this to you a couple of years ago, and I was super excited about it. But what I know now is that I've really been able to help a lot of people that are interested in help in doing something, and I would just appreciate it. Or, you know, I would just appreciate you at least learning a little bit about it. That's one thing, because I did that with a friend of mine, and it actually was interesting because she still doesn't want to be a brand partner, but her friend now is looking at the business. And I went back to her and I said, you know, your friend is looking at the business, and I wouldn't be right if I didn't really let you know why it's important for you to at least consider doing the business since your friend wants to do it. And she said, you know what, Annie, I totally wanted to refer her to you, and I will continue to do that. The business isn't right for me. So it's okay if the business isn't right for your friends. It's completely fine. But asking questions to get into their network is wonderful, and it actually could be a wonderful thing for their friends without them knowing that they'll thank them. So that's one thing. The other thing is that asking questions again, like, you know, I know that you said you had family in Colombia that you know, and honestly, I'm looking to build in Colombia. Some of my partners have already been there, and I would love the opportunity to talk with your family to kind of find out a little bit about the culture and ask some questions about, you know, what they like, what they don't like, what kind of skincare they like, blah, 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 things like this. Because lots of times when you talk to people and you ask questions, that opens up the door for them to kind of hear a little bit about what you're doing in a more business-like fashion. And so I've done a whole turnaround in my business by just asking good questions. So I don't know if anybody else has anything to add for a scenario like that, but that's kind of a couple of ways that I've been getting into other people's networks that aren't interested in the business.
Yeah,
Okay,
Annie, I'll
thank
I'll
you, Annie.
piggyback on that because Maria, this is Laura. I followed Annie's advice, the first scenario, with a friend of mine who would not look at this business, and he has so many contacts. And then finally, I went back to him a couple of years later, and I presented the first scenario that way. And I also said to him, listen, I know this is not for you at all, but I also know that you are into additional streams of income. And in this day and age, everyone should be. I don't care who you are, where you live. And I said, if you would look at this as maybe being more of a silent partner, getting a position, because I'm building this with intentionality. And then if you would be comfortable knowing me, trusting me to be the one to talk with your contacts. And so, you know, that's how I met the couple in, one of my couples in Australia, and he has some other people internationally. You know, it's a little, because he's not into the business, he has been more slow moving right now with getting contacts, but I just circle back every few weeks. Hey, bud, you know, I have people in Colombia, we're going to New Zealand. And so that has worked out that way, but he is not doing anything with the business right now. He's strictly got a position and is allowing me to work his contacts. So that's another thing.
Great.
Thank you, Laura.
And you guys, we have an RRP this Wednesday. I just want to remind everyone in Hermosa, the house that it's at, it's right down the street from JO. So she doesn't want me posting it anywhere, really more personal invite because she's staying at someone's home. But if you guys have anyone in the area, you can't personally be here, please reach out to me. You know, I would love to take good care of them. Or if you guys can make it, message me and I'll get you the info because I'd love to see you this Wednesday.
Awesome, Laura.
Thanks.
That sounds really fun. Okay, anybody else have any? Was that good, Maria? Did that help you?
It did. Thank you so much. I think the biggest problem is like how to just even bring it back up to them. You know, like I've even invited her Columbia family over the summer when they were here for an RRP, and you know she felt uncomfortable, so I let it be. But I think it's just that how do I even just
Well, maybe you can just say, you know what, my company's asked me to do a survey. And I know I have Colombian relatives, and I don't want to, you know, I'm literally conducting a survey. I've got 3 questions to ask. Do you think we can get on the phone together for 5 minutes? Because I have a couple of questions about, you know, the RRPs. Do people like to meet in the restaurant or at their home? You know, what kind of skincare are they using right now? Do they like health and wellness? You know, things like that, you know, just the regular questions. It's a good educational thing. And I use the survey thing a lot because I think it's true. I think that, you know, we as a company, you always want to survey people to find out where they're at and what they're doing. And you might want to ask, you know, and I'm just curious, you know, what does network marketing look like in the country of Colombia? Are people open to it? Are people, you know, negative to it? And what are the network marketing companies you've heard of in that country?
Cool. Yeah, no, I'll definitely do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody, and by the way, you guys, you can use those questions here in the United States. It doesn't have to be a country. You know, you can just say to people, I'm doing some surveys for my company and I have a couple of questions that I'd love to ask you. Are you open to it? You know, and you can find out a lot about people's personalities and what they know about, you know, not only network marketing and what their true feelings are, and be able to be open to hearing about it, because you've got a company that's very different, okay? And so that will help you understand the differences of what people's perception is of what you're doing to really the reality of what you're doing, okay? Anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow on Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Bye.
Thank you, Annie.
Bye, guys.